Okay, Jacob Jennings.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, what do you do in life?
I try to express myself. I feel like I'm an inventive person, and I want to create tools and devices for people to enjoy this world better.
That's cool.
So every day I try to express myself more. Here at the studio, I try to create things from thin air. Obviously, we do more than is expected here.
If people only knew how many things you have created in here. So, of course, you direct the but by the way, we should tell for people watching that we are actually doing a test, right? But I think it's a nice time to get to know each other better. So, of course, you direct, but you are also a partner at Curious Mondo. And we've been doing this for almost a year and a half.
Year and a half.
And I know you ask yourself, I never stayed this long, right?
In any job ever in my life. Yeah. And I ask myself, why am I still here?
And now we are creating Mondo Market. How do you see Mondo Market?
Well, I see it as a tool to further us. You know, of course we have Curious Mondo, and Curious Mondo is a beautiful thing because just the live aspect of it, being able to connect with people in real time all over the world, you know, it's just newly being done. And now adding the tools for those people is a huge aspect. You know, because people, we give them the knowledge with Curious Mondo, but Mondo Market is the alter ego where we give them the tools necessary to apply that knowledge. And I think the two of them can really coexist and kind of bounce off each other, where the viewers from Curious Mondo could then check out Mondo Markets, and the viewers from Mondo Markets can be enlightened by Curious Mondo. Yeah,
and I bet a lot of people are asking, but what exactly is that? And you said we are going to provide the tools, but we have this format that we think is going to be really fun of a home shopping network, but it exists online 90% of the time. And what you are watching right now is really one of the tests we are doing. We plan to start on July 11th, full force, and it's going to be fun. I can guarantee you it's going to be fun. For me, Jake, and maybe that's the same for you, even though we love what we do at Curious Mondo, and it's always things to be done and improve, or as we say here, we need to plus every day, I always need a new challenge.
And we are ADD that way. Yeah. Every single day, every single week, we have a new idea.
We actually wake up in the morning and say, but where's the squirrel? Yeah. Right? And if the squirrel is not there, we create one.
Squirrel.
Yeah. It's part of our personality, right? Because routine is something, I don't think I can take it, but I know you can't either. Right?
There are people out there that can, and I appreciate those people.
We need them.
Yeah, of course. We are not those people.
Yeah, we are not the ones. But they get mad at us very easily. And Jake, you like to create, so what kind of things do you like to make?
I've always loved film. That's kind of what got me into this job, is trying to capture a single moment. That's something that we've never truly done. I grew up with a twin brother. We're identical, so we have the same DNA. We grew up very closely together. And between me and him, we can see something and truly understand it, fully understand it together. We can share a single moment. But with the rest of the world, how do I do that? How do I share that same compassion, that same idea with someone who has a different brain than me, who thinks differently? And film has always been that outlet for me, because you have the audio, you have the visual. It encompasses more senses than ever before. And I hope to see technology improve, where now we're entering 360. Now we're starting to add aspects that encompass more senses. And hopefully, when that happens, people will understand each other more, because that's what we need, is understanding.
Now, the film has a very heavy art component, right? You create the story and the visual of that story. But on a day-to-day, that's not what you do here, right? So do you still find it fascinating or not?
I do, because, you know, as a younger generation, we're not fascinated by art. But after watching 9 hours of an art, it's hard not to love it. It's hard not to fall in love with it. And of course, the platform that we use is exciting. It caters to my personality, where everything needs to be different. There needs to be challenges. With live, it certainly is a challenge every single day. And overcoming those is what gives me fulfillment.
And I think, you know, what's fun about people we all have around us, I bet with you happens the same. Some people might be saying, oh yeah, but it's classes every day, and yeah, whatever they say. And I'm thinking, man, I'm a pioneer in a new format. Because believe it or not, even though we all know we can live stream from our phones, it's something so new. And in the structure we have here is really, really new. We are one of the very few out there. And sometimes it's frustrating because people cannot see that.
It's overwhelming, and where do you go to for help?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when you have a challenge, oh, it's not easy. But what frustrates me is that people they fail to see what's ahead and how you're really starting a process. Many they nitpick on small mistakes.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera shook. Oh, really? But I'm doing something that
That's
other
far bigger.
companies are not doing. Right, and for me that is the challenge. It's not the everyday, even though the everyday also holds so many surprises. Every instructor is different, every topic is different. Nothing is the same every day. Yes.
So even if you get bored of working with the cameras, you can't get bored with the content because it's changing constantly.
Constantly, yes.
And people, they maybe at this point don't understand it, you know. But we're seeing more and more people are getting it and loving it, where this becomes their life.
Yeah.
And I feel fulfilled because I don't know what they'd be doing without us. And we have to hold true to our vision, because obviously we see a grander picture than what is shown on the screen. And the people that put us, you know, that disagree and try to nitpick,
but they are trying to make it better just the same.
Of course.
Yeah.
We just have to hold true to ourselves until we can prove to them or show them what the vision truly can be.
For me, what's fascinating is that after a year and a half, we are really creating a community. I know those people by name. I never met them. Sometimes I interact in the chat, so I see them, and on the Facebook group. But the fact is, I know who they are. I know many things that they like or not, the things they're passionate about, right? So it's so much beyond the business. Of course, we need and like the money that comes. But the fact is, okay, I know who Annette is. I know who Elaine is.
Yeah.
And I know she likes fiber. And I know, and you keep thinking, man, because this was at some point a very crazy idea. It so happened that you started here on the very first course, right? And I don't know what you taught at that point, but you embraced it. And we turned that idea into, for me it was a dream, but into something that does exist.
Yeah.
And today is sustainable.
What we feel people need at this point in their lives.
And impacting people that, you know, really, sometimes we have places that people come from that I never heard of, and I'm not that bad in geography.
But we're connecting with them in real time.
Yes, and sometimes they are late at night watching us because of their time zone, and I really think it's fascinating.
And we have to take into consideration the sacrifices that our viewers make. You know, sometimes they have to watch late at night or early in the morning, or pay extreme amounts just for the internet
connection, as it happens, in some
and of course, we make a sacrifice too. So, you know, how much sacrifice has been made is really going to be what propels us in the future, and what shows how great this idea is.
Yes, yeah. Being able really to prove that this is going to impact millions of lives. Today we impact thousands of lives, which is pretty cool, because of course when we started, we didn't even have an audience.
There's that one guy.
Yeah, there was one guy, and
Welcome.
maybe we had one comment, and today we know, because we track, we have thousands of people. But imagine the day we are really impacting millions of lives out there with a format that a lot of people, you know how many times I get somebody say, but how do you guys make money? Right? And they say this format doesn't work. And you say, wait, my friend, just wait.
You'll see.
Yeah.
So for our viewers, what do you want of them? Obviously, they have the chat. They can ask us questions. But what questions do you have for them?
Well, what makes you share?
Yes.
Right? Because being a company the size we are, and we all know we are small, and we are very proud for the fact that we only work with our resources. So there are no loans or investors. We cannot go out there and make huge campaigns. But people can talk, and people can share, even live streams like this, right, that we are doing, I told you, as a test. But they can share. They can just tell their peers, oh, you would like to start a new crafts? You have to check Curious Mondo, right? They can like our page on Mondo Market. At this moment, it's nothing. We're testing everything, but it helps us because it costs money to get likes. So if you're liking, if you're telling people to like, it's a big deal for us. Just being here watching us while we know you could be doing other things, we are very appreciative of the time you decide to spend with us every day. And this is what makes it possible. Every time you share, every time you like, and every time you buy something for us, you make this possible. So, you know, even the sharing part, keep doing that. That would help us. We could triple in size just by people talking more about us.
And of course, it makes the experience all the better if you're participating, if you're in the groups. If we know you by name and you know us by name, it feels like a family. We try to go for the dinner table conversation feel. That's the emotion we want to get across. And of course, like we've been talking about, we're innovating. This is brand new. It's never been done. So what's to come isn't completely defined.
It's not. But we have found many things that do work. For example, the informal form. We don't bring experts. We bring people that master their craft and are willing to share. And I think this makes a big difference because they're not telling you what to do. They are showing you how they do it. And I think we really learned that way. We had extensive conversations about learning and why millennials quit school. And it's important for us to get our hands dirty and be mentored and not told what to do. My generation already didn't like that, yours even less. So we're trying to, even in what you don't see, that is how we provide those classes, we're trying something new. And sometimes we screw up, and we are aware, and we try to fix as soon as possible, and we hope that you'll be patient with us.
We thank you for your patience.
Yeah, very thankful, because we are testing every day something new.
Like this right now, this interview for the first time, we're testing right now our streaming compatibility. It's just so that we can reach farther audiences and reach more parts of the world. And again, what we ask of our audience is to give us their feedback. We want to know what they think, what they want to see from us.
And what they don't like too. I don't take critic very well, but I listen. So yes, if there is something that we can improve. It sounds simple, right? We're just streaming to Facebook. It has taken us about a month we are not just streaming to Facebook. We are simulcasting at the moment, so other places are receiving the feed, the same interview. This is extremely complicated, right? And again, we don't have people that we can go and ask because there are very few people doing this.
Of course.
So that's why we're talking right now. But it's allowing us to go. I think that's it.
Any other questions?
No. But I do appreciate the time you spend with us on live streamings during our classes. And, you know, if I can ask you anything, is just talk more about us out there. The word of mouth has an immense power, much more than we could get with advertising or anything. But the power is in your hands. You either share or don't. You either give a heart or don't. It's all your choice, but it helps us a lot when you do.
Well, thank you, Shahar.
Yeah, thank you, Jake.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Yeah, and I think we'll see everybody next week in our next course.